Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here to the continuation of the Coin Rising Stars tournament. Once again, my name is going to be K-Tad, bringing you the cast for this one as we roll right on in. They already started. I actually wasn't sure we were even going to be doing this cast because one of the players from Finality was not able to make it tonight. We had a last minute emergency, so he wasn't able to make it. But it seems like instead, on the other side now, we will just go right on in to the game. Admins were willing to allow this to go to a 4v5, so we are going to see if Finality is going to be able to do anything. It does make things a little awkward, I won't lie. This is something where, you know, seeing a 4v5 is always kind of weird. You know, it does have some other different implications in the way the game plays out. That really it's kind of odd, you know. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll see how the rest of this kind of plays out. But as we see it so far, I mean, Finality, as they've been doing it, they already picked up one round, and it looks like they are trying to go for more. So we'll see if this ends up working out in their favor, where, you know, the 4v5, if they're able to pull it off, we'll see what happens. Is right now, looking at it here, Pendulum actually manages to pull out the kind of a cheeky little sneak away and get to A, as he does know that the race is right there, has gotten past his molly, wants to play this a little bit slow. There's the tap, but nerves on the line. Pendulum holds it, knows that the game's not over yet, so chooses to wait. Doesn't need to peek it, but still peeks it anyways. Ends up going down. A rough one for him. That does mean that on the other side, AGG Kittens picks up their first round. I mean, honestly, gonna be really weird to watch this. Is actually okay. So because it was not a leave, and instead because it is just a 4v5, interestingly enough, the added economy bonus for the side of Finality is not there. You know, because normally, you know, what we end up seeing happen is when you're in your games, right, and you end up playing your matches, if you are down a member, Valorant says, alright, we'll give you extra money for that and all that, we'll give you a free ult orb. We're not seeing that because of the fact that this was a selected 4v5. So far, ANDR gets some shots down. They are looking for AGG, doing a great job at getting some of these kills. 3 down. This is an eco round, so, you know, nice pop. 1 taps to the face, but it ends up being a clean eco round for the side of AGG. This is going to be confusing because it's ANDY and ANDR. So we'll see what ends up happening as these guys kind of play it out. Finality now have guns in the pockets, so we'll see what they're able to do with it and how they plan on really advancing the state of this one. So far, the rest of the team, though, just kind of taking the picks, moving around very, very slowly. But we'll see what happens next. Here we go. The spray comes out. Just, I think, peeking for information, hoping that nobody's going to be on the other side. As no real information being given over just yet. Finality wanting to do it, actually. Other stuff. Let's see here. This is not Kanga. This is actually AGG Kittens. As they end up getting that entry frag onto ANDY. The rest of the squad, meanwhile, holding out. Let's see what they can get. They know that the push is coming through here. See what they can get. As it is going to be Clock Mori about to run into him. There's the Phoenix, gets the pop. Looking for the blind. ANDR finds one. They pop the Killjoy. The swarm grenade, just trying to buy them some space to get the plant down. There's the molly, but it gets found out immediately. Clock Mori around the side. It's just down to the Phoenix here. And a Barnacle Blitz, but he does go down. And it is just another round where numbers might mean more than anything else. Hard to fault it, hard to assume otherwise, but overall, still, I mean, they do have some money in the tank for Finality. There is some things that is available to them. We'll have to see what ends up happening and how this ends up going down. As more or less, they are willing to... Okay, yeah, this is what I thought they would do. They were gonna just equal one more round. They could have bought, but I think they'd like to wait until they're a little bit more established and ready to do things. As in comes the blind, more blind shots through the smoke from, once again, Clock Warrior on the point. Swarm grenades go out. They're just trying to take space, but look at this. Andy Y on the flank. Finds one. Takes the soul orb just to kind of move around a little bit. Does not know that nobody else is pushed out. And so this means, oh, Barnacle Blitz almost got it, but then here comes the rest of the squad. ANDR gets another one. They just pick up some sheriffs for themselves, but overall, a little bit of a chaotic push onto the site there from Finality. Not quite what they would have wanted, but it does happen. And now looking at this, look at this. The offensive operator now comes out for Finality. And I'm curious to see this play here, because so far, at least for the majority of the game that we've seen here, none of AGG have really pushed out of hookah like this, although this could be the first. Cypher looking like he wants to check it, sees it, peeks it, but does not do anything with it. Because now on the other side, they do get the opening frag right up long, and now they're going to try to make their push up towards the elbow. Killjoy turret goes down. They're going to hop through the Cypher traps and not know exactly where he is. He is just going to be waiting for them. There goes the turret, but doesn't end up meaning too much, as now the rest of the squad is pushing forward. Spike is there, and they are going to try to push through, but ANDR, meanwhile, on the other side, here comes the run it back from the defensive Phoenix. Actually, they all get blinded out. Damage is there. They missed the orbital strike, and they're going to drop instead the Killjoy ult. They're trying to push everyone back. They're burning a lot of their utility just to keep people at bay, but so far it is going to be just down to the operator. Everybody else gets pushed off of the site, and without the knives available, he will just have to play slow. Hears it, and oh, ANDR jumps at him into the face and gets the shot down. What a wild ride that one kind of ended up being. Still, does end up working out. Well, looking at everything else here, the rest of the team still trying to figure out what they can do, but they are able to get kind of a half buy here, or maybe even we'll call it like a 3/4 buy, right? Where this is now Finality. They've got enough money, they've got things in the tank to still afford their rifles, but they are a little bit low on shields. And when we're considering that this is a 4v5, you know, some of those shields might be very impressive. Andy Y gets shot and actually drops the operator right there out the gate. This could be Captain Max picking it up. Yep, there it is. And now, I don't think they actually know. There's nobody else on site. Nobody else pushed into this. And so they're going to play it slowly, but actually that could have been the mistake. The site was wide open before they walked out, and now there is a chance. They're going to drop some smokes and they're going to move forward. There goes the trap. They're going to just blindly spray. Gets one. Goes up and pops up the rocket fuse. Finds the second one blind. And that means it's just going to be Pendulum here on the side. Sees that there's everyone there. Not able to get the trade kill back. 6-1, and man, I don't know what to tell you, folks. Now, I don't really know what the expectation would have been going into a 4v5. You know, I mean, if you were really just that much better, maybe. And honestly, so we're seeing some of it. Finality, not bad. These teams definitely aren't super crazy different in terms of the way that they're getting their gunfights, and the skill level is just, when you're down a man, you're just not able to watch those angles. You're not able to push in the way you want. You have to play from behind. And that could create some problems. Now we'll see Barnacle Blitz, if he's able to get any opening frags. There's just a bunch of shooting going down on the other side. He holds this angle. Hears that there's the other Phoenix. Sees it, but actually gets the tap. And now that means Barnacle Blitz can look to get this gun and move around. Instead, the other side, Pendulum actually picks one up as well. Gives themselves a numbers advantage. Now there is an op from Andy on this side, looking for it. Drops the smoke, and now they're gonna start to push. They hear the op go down, and the Empress gets used. Frenzy in hand, not quite sure what he's looking to do with it. But here we go. On the other side, they are gonna sweep through and clear a site. Whereas everything else goes out, and Andy actually sees the turret and just moves. Barnacle, or I'm sorry, Pendulum, with the one taps! What was that? Okay. That happened. I mean, that's really what's gonna have to happen if the side of Finality want to take rounds and potentially even win the game, but I would not bank on that being the thing that happens every single round. With that said, though, site pulls out, and we look to continue. Opening frag actually from the side of Danny, by the shower side.
Planted.
Alright, and we're back. Sorry about that, guys, but looking at it here, no movement. Steven finds one, grabs a rifle, but still sticking to the sheriff, knows that there are two by lamps, and since swings, gets the tap. Oh, and this could be the challenge for it. Taps it, looking for the headshot, picks up another one. Steven looking to style on his opponents. Picks up a rifle, but chooses to not even use it, and instead gets the one taps, the headshots, and puts himself in. 7-2 on the board. I mean, this is probably going to be a quick 3-0, ladies and gents, but that is okay, because, I mean, not even 2, I'm sorry, 3-0, 2-0 with this first map going down, unless Finality is able to pull out their the win here, or their member comes back, or something along those lines. Miracles can happen. It is past Thanksgiving. We can go into do you believe in the Christmas spirit. But outside of that, opening frag from Captain Max, looking to swing. It's again Steven looking for these headshots. Pops up, looking for another one, not able to land it. Instead gets tagged. 3 health in a dream. Sees that the killjoy is there, looking for another one, not able to get that second tap. But does mean that the numbers get dwindled down just a little bit. Clock Mori. Ooh, flames at his feet, but instead misses the shot. And that means it's up to the Phoenix. As soon as I say that, though, he does get taken down. And it is strange. We are seeing some obsession with operators here, or just kind of the weird guns. I mean, when you're sitting at 7-3 and you know it's a 4v5, I don't blame the side of AGG Kittens here to be willing it and wanting to kind of play the game their way or shoot around, but we will see how this one plays out. As once again, shower contestation from Danny, looking for it, not able to get the headshot onto Steven. Swings around again, but this time he gets punished. Raze on the reflank though, trying to get the trade kill back, but it does go over to ANDR. Meanwhile, at the mid, still a lot of movement, but even numbers. Spray comes out, and it's gonna be up to PHUCYY. We'll call him P. As P sits on site, holds it. Here's a bunch of movement, knows that they're going. Here's the run it back, knows that the plan is also going down. Finds one, not able to get the second. And that means the rest of the squad pushes out. They don't get the plant down, but instead the attempt to jump right out of CT doesn't happen for ANDR. And instead, Orbital Strike goes down. They're just looking to stall away the Reyna. They don't want to play safe. They just want to make sure they're able to get these frags, and that looks to be the objective. Playing it a little bit slow, as instead Andy Y sprays through the wall, hoping to find something. Doesn't realize that he's not able to do it, but oh, Pendulum counter sprays him back and takes his head. With that, that does mean that on the side of Finality, they end up picking up another round, 7-4. Could even go down 7-5 if they end up getting that far with it, but I don't quite know if that's going to happen. I don't know if that's something that's even possible here, but you never can be sure with these things, so just have to see how the rest of it plays out. They are going to once again contest baths and contest this section. Overall, push is slow, push is there. Want to see what they get with it. They're just looking to move around. Slowly but surely. Smokes, once these smokes get dropped, that's going to be a pretty good sign that it is an execute onto A. Here we go. Flash goes out, misses one, does miss the second one a little bit. Blind also counter throw, knockout. There's the headshot from Clockmore. Meanwhile, on the other side of the fight, Bass is pushing. They're trying to get the spray. Pushes out, finds another, and that means only one member left, but it's the Jet on the middle of everything, actually. Finds one, but everybody else gets a kill. Steven gets dropped at the end. They burn everything and the kitchen sink for the last round and a half. And, at least there's still some sportsmanship, I guess we could say, going through. As once again, Steven, I mean, granted, Cypher on offense, you really don't need your abilities, so I guess it is fair to see him grab the share. But I mean, on that note, it's still kind of not common. Is a definitely an ego check for sure, but hey, if you think you can pull it off, why not? As now we get to see, I think, more inherently the harder side of this when you're playing the 4v5 is that on offense you're able to kind of overwhelm a site if a defender isn't there, right? But now on the other side, on defense, a little bit harder to play the 4v5. As you do see Pendulum sitting here underneath, just waiting to hop out, but I think his gun was sticking out on that one. Instead, the rest of them push right on through. It is going to be Captain Max, or trying to hold the line. Danny also trying to get some shots down range, not able to do it. The other side, it's actually a 1v1, as Barnacle Blitz and the Cypher there are chasing each other. Steven gets that one, and this means it is just going to be down to Danny, but he gets dropped, and that means the rest of the squad gets to pick up first pistol. On to the follow-up, and I'm not surprised at all to see Bulldog, Spectres, just guns in general for the side of AGG here. I mean, why not? You know you've got a pretty solid lead, and you know you have the man advantage. Like I said, I mean, that's really the narrative, and that's all I can really stick to, because I mean, it really does a lot, right? Having numbers, especially in a game like Valorant, where it's gonna make a difference. We'll see what Captain Max sees. Tags one, but a little bit too far away for the dink. That means Andy on the other side needs to just clear out of lamps. There's the blind, looking for the headshots, not able to do it. Instead, runs immediately back to it all. Pendulum looking for the one taps, finds one, not able to get the second. Instead, he himself gets traded, and that means all comes down to Danny with the stinger of all things. Needs to swing for it, but gets tapped by Steven once again, and that means it is 10-4. 3 more rounds, 3 more wins rather, I should say. You never know, these things can happen. I mean, it happened 4 times in the first half, so we'll see what ends up being the next thing to kind of play out here. As little team huddle going on the side around it. Meanwhile, rest of the squad, one goes down, and that means defense now forced to retreat. Pendulum looking for the pull, and the one taps, not able to do it. Steven, meanwhile, gets his on that side. And now that means they know what they're looking for. Here comes Barnacle, but he will get tagged as well. And that means Pendulum tries to do what he can, but just gets jumped at from the rest of the offenses. It feels like we've walked into a sheriff lobby. Pistols only. Because that will not end up being the thing. Everyone else just having the grand old time jumping around. Well, no, once again, we resume your regularly scheduled Valorant action with a swing once again. This time there is a jet. Captain Max waiting on the side. Is not contesting it, but sees the raise, goes through, but gets tagged himself. They clear out the lamps as well. And this means now the push comes for any potential rotations. Andy about to go. Looks for it there. Times his shot, slows it down. Gets another pop actually from Pendulum, but he is blinded now. There's the sheriff shot. Looking for another one, but does get tagged again by P. And that means match point. As you so kindly hear the observer call it out. Oh, they're just getting rid of guns. They don't want to play anything. They're just gonna buy some guns, throw some things off the ledge. It's quite the stash of guns in the river. We're creating a weapons cache, it would seem, out here. As everyone else spends money. They're definitely looking at them. Oh, there's an Odin too. Why not? We'll throw the Odin in as well, just to add to the pile. As everyone else, meanwhile, Finality still just actually buying guns. But instead, there goes the one taps from Steven. This guy is surgical right now so far. Looking for it. More shots come down. They're actually about to walk into it. And they know that the Phoenix is lamps. Looking for it there. Swings for the one taps. Not able to get it. And the judge actually goes down. As now here comes the Killjoy around the side. They are getting some damage down, but not getting any real kills. As now, Steven on the side needs to get another one. They actually keep finding these deagle shots. I don't know how. As it's just a raise now. Looks for the tap. Gets a kill. Another one. Oh my god. And DR closes it out. 2v1 with the plant. But that was a thing. As hi guys. I know it's the first time I'm on camera tonight, but I don't know what to tell you. This is the last qualifier. So please do refresh your streams rather. I did end up fixing that a little while back, where it is AGG Kittens versus Finality. But yeah. Oh. Well, it looks like that was it. They ended up only playing one. I think that was more so just for the meme of it than anything else. But I think we're calling this one done. So thank you guys for joining me here on this half a game of Valorant, single game of Valorant. It happened. The stream was here. I was here. You know, we're hanging out. You know what I mean? Hi chat. I'll miss you guys. But maybe we will see you guys next week. Saturday if you're on Australian time, Friday if you're in the States, depending on where you are. But for the actual main event here for the Qoin Rising Stars qualifiers, that will be the time when all of this comes together. Hold on, let me just double check the time. But yeah, that is where some of the teams that we've seen throughout this thing, they will be playing to take those 2,000 Australian dollars as well as the 2,000 in coin credits. This is going to be, yep, December 4th for me, December 5th for majority of you guys. I believe if you translate this to Eastern, it does go out to, what is that, 11 p.m. Eastern on a Friday night, if that's what you guys are interested in looking for. Because again, this is an Australian tournament. But with that said, guys, thank you very much for joining me, and I guess we'll give the shout out for it. But thank you to Qoin for being the sponsor of this event and for putting all of this together. For those of you that don't know, Qoin is kind of like the gateway, I would say, to different ways of buying and selling different digital currencies. It's a lot very easy from what I'm told, and there's ways to do it. So if you want one, feel free to check out the message that I'm putting in chat 3 minutes before you see this. So keep that in mind, that there's a message that's going to be in chat. That was in chat actually 3 minutes ago. Check out that link if you want it. And yeah, thanks for joining me, guys, and GG, and have a good night, I guess. See you maybe in a week, who knows.